Hey y'all, Safiyaah here. Thank you for tuning in and welcome to my channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Saafiyah Lynette and I am better known on YouTube as the Global Nurse Expat. On my channel, I talk about all things global travel, digital nomading, and expat life. If any of these topics interest you, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Please make sure you hit that notification button as well. Doing so will allow you to be the first to know about any new content that I upload or when I go live. Okay, it's also important to hit that like button because doing so will help me get into the algorithm, and those that also like these types of topics can find me easier. So please do a sister a favor and press that like button. So yeah, I am recently home from my trip from Costa Rica to Costa Rica, and I must tell you guys, Costa Rica is everything that everyone has ever said it was. It absolutely lives up to the hype. It is a beautiful and vibrant country. I had the pleasure of visiting San Jose, which is in the central part of the country. It is the capital, and the climate there this time of the year is very mild and arid, and there is a light breeze. The humidity is low. It is the rainy season though, so they get a lot of afternoon rain, like in the mid-afternoon. Nothing that generally washes out your day this time of the year, but you know, it still is rainy enough where sometimes you have to plan around it. On the contrary, I ended up taking a trip out to the Caribbean side of the country in the Limon region, and that climate is very hot and humid and sticky and jungle-like. Definitely the tropical rainforest. There's also beautiful beaches in that area, but again, lots of humidity and lots of mosquitoes. With that being said, as beautiful as Costa Rica is, oh, by the way, I didn't get a chance to go to the Pacific part of the country, but that is on my to-do list for the next couple of months. But getting back to the point of this video, as beautiful as Costa Rica is, it is not without its dangers. So in this video, I am going to discuss with you or share with you the top 5 dangerous things that you might encounter on your trip to Costa Rica. All right, number 1, natural disasters. Costa Rica is situated in a seismically active zone, which means earthquakes can occur, as can volcano activity. There are volcanoes in Costa Rica. All right, and so in addition, during the rainy season, which is from May till November, landslides, flash floods, and river currents can present risks, especially in more remote areas. I happen to be a part of or had bared witness to a mudslide in action while I was there. It was very scary. One minute it was not doing anything at all. The next minute it started raining. You know, it felt like the rain was coming from all the directions. I was in the safety of a car and was not like in the direct path of the mudslide, but it was scary. I caught it all on film. So that is something that you want to be aware of. My advice is, especially during the rainy season, which again is from May through November, I wouldn't be so quick to jump up and rent a car and travel around the country on my own, because lickety split, you can you could be caught in a mudslide, and roads could be blocked off by the debris, and you could be stuck there by hours. So keep that in mind. Do yourself a favor. If you are going to Costa Rica during the low season, hire a driver, a local Tico or Tica that knows the area back and forth, and knows and can be able to get help out there if the roads do become closed due to a mudslide. All right, thank me later for that information. Number 2, petty thief. Like in most tourist destinations, petty theft can occur, especially in crowded tourist areas or on public transportation. Keep an eye on your belongings and avoid displaying valuable items openly. And use hotel safes or secure lockers. On my first day in San Jose, I was going to meet up with a friend for lunch, and I took an Uber, and when I pulled up to the hotel near the restaurant that I was going to meet a friend for lunch at, I was told by the maitre d', I was advised rather by the maitre d' to take my gold chain from around my neck and put it in a safe place, because people here steal chains. They come up from behind, is from what I was told. They come up from behind you and they snatch the chain from around your neck. So avoid wearing gold anything if you can help it to Costa Rica. And also I was told, I was out doing a tourist thing and, catching the sights and the sounds on camera via my telephone, via my iPhone. And I was told that I shouldn't walk around in public displaying my phone or even using my phone, because people will just generally come right up to you and snatch it right out of your hand. So you have to be very vigilant with any kind of iPhones or any kind of smartphones, any kind of camera equipment, because what happens is they snatch it, they run, and then they sell it a couple of blocks away on the black market. And you more than likely won't get your phone back without paying for it. So be very careful with that. Number 3, road safety. While driving in Costa Rica, you may encounter challenging road conditions, including narrow, winding roads and unpredictable drivers. Exercise caution, follow traffic rules, and drive defensively. Additionally, be cautious of possible car break-ins and never leave valuables. Well, I think that the drivers there in Costa Rica, they drove pretty good from what I can see. I mean, I come from Houston, where they drive like bats out of hell. And then, in Ghana, with all the potholes and, all of the paved roads and everything, people are just all over the road. So comparingly, I feel like Costa Rica's drivers are pretty good. Now, what I did notice is that, especially on the Caribbean side or even on the Pacific side, narrow roads occur. Going through the jungle roadways, they're very narrow. Going over bridges and overpasses generally accommodates one car, so you have to yield to the oncoming traffic on the side of the road and let them go past before you can enter the bridge. So you have to be very mindful and you have to pay attention, because it's not that easy backing up off of a bridge, especially when there's open bodies of water on both sides. So something to be mindful about. And then also, when you go to the tourist areas, or if you're just going into the city for to hang out with friends or for a bite to eat, you want to try as much as possible to park in a paid parking lot where there's a parking attendant that can kind of keep an eye on your automobile, because putting yourself at risk by parking just anywhere, especially if you have things in your car, You don't want to put yourself in that situation where you come back to a shattered window. All right, so that's another thing to keep in mind. Number 4, wildlife encounters. Costa Rica is known for its incredible biodiversity, but wildlife encounters should be approached with caution. Respect your natural habitat, natural habitats. Let me say that one more time. Respect their natural habitats, avoiding feeding or touching them, and follow the guidance of trained guides to ensure your safety. When I was coming back from, I want to say lunch, one afternoon on the Caribbean side. No, I was coming back from the beach. So in order to get to my Airbnb from the beach, I had to walk through like a jungle area where there is a lot of sloths, snakes, monkeys, you name it, it's out there, right? So it was getting kind of dark. It was, probably 5:30, 5:45 p.m. And it gets a little dark there early because, the jungle canopy blocking the sun. So what I noticed was a monkey sitting up high in the trees, howling at me, like growling at me, and I was scared to go past. But I was like, I gotta go. It's getting dark, and it's just gonna get darker and darker and darker if I don't walk past this monkey. I was like, should I go? Should I not? Should I go? Should I not? No one was coming behind me, so it's not like I could walk with a group. So I was like, dang it, let me just go ahead and walk past this monkey. And he didn't bother me, but I was scared. So, he could have just jumped down on me and started scratching me and biting me, but he didn't. He just kind of wanted me to know that he was up there. So I was like, you got it, Mr. Monkey. I'm just going to leave you alone. And I walked on past and walked on about my business. But with that being said, it's just an example. Stay on the paths. If there is a path, a paved path, like a main path going through wherever your destination is, walk on that. Don't veer off into the jungle, because that's where you're going to definitely encounter wildlife, okay? And also make sure whatever time of the year that you go, wear your insect repellent, which it really feel like it didn't help me at all. I had off. I sprayed active off on me, and I feel like it attracted them to me more. But anyway, I did my due diligence and put it on and still got bit up. And I'm still itching till this day from those mosquito bites. And I've been home since Sunday. Today's Thursday. So, yeah. That's number 4. Number 5, rip currents and beach safety. Some beaches in Costa Rica have strong rip currents that can be dangerous, even for experienced swimmers. Pay attention to warning signs, swim in designated areas with lifeguards, and follow their instructions to avoid potential incidents. So, on the Caribbean side, last week, which is during low season, there were no lifeguards. And that was on Playa Negra. So you were pretty much on your own. The waves were pretty choppy. There were not a lot of people on the beach. So, there weren't a lot of eyes on you in the event that you went down or got pulled in to the current. So you want to be mindful of that. I didn't go very deep because I was by myself. But if you are planning on going to the beach, hopefully you're not by yourself so you can actually kind of enjoy the water. I was too nervous to get in, above my knees. So I wanted to be on the safer side. But, try to take somebody with you, especially somebody that knows how to swim. Be careful if you have your kids with you, because the water is very choppy. And like I said, during low season, there were no lifeguards that I saw on the beach that I was on, which was Playa Negra, and that was in Cahuita. On the Pacific side, the tide is even higher. The waves are higher and the tide is stronger. So you want to take extra special care in that sea. That's the Pacific Ocean. And I am not sure what the lifeguard situation there looks like. I know that it is a major surfing destination, and a lot of people go there for that and other water sports. So, you know, something to be mindful about. You know, always stay informed about the local conditions in Costa Rica, especially when it comes to going during the rainy season. They often, if you have plans on moving around the country and going from like San Jose to the Caribbean side or to the Pacific side, sometimes they have to, the roadways are closed, like I said, because of mudslides that may have happened a day or two before that they haven't cleared, so that can kind of spoil your plans on moving around. So you want to just listen to the news. I would say hire a driver, because they would be the ones to know where to get the information from on how to move around, you know, how to move around the country. Yeah. What else can I tell you? Consider seeking guidance from local authorities and tour operators for additional safety information. Absolutely important. I wouldn't leave home without somebody's number that you can call in an event of an emergency. Also, just to note, Waze works best over there. Apple Maps does not work at all. Google Maps works okay, but Waze is the go-to maps, digital maps or online maps in Costa Rica. All the Uber drivers use it, the taxi drivers. And if you happen to be in the position where you're renting a car, download that app, and I would say use that as well. One other thing, they do not use street addresses there. Everything is like by navigation, not navigation, what do you call it? By like, I think, I forget the name of the way they find it on the map, but they don't use street addresses. So it's kind of weird when you punch it into Waze. Like it'll say, like for instance, my Airbnb, it says, type in the name of the Airbnb in Waze and it'll come up, and that's how you get your directions, as opposed to putting in ABC Smith Street, you know, on the city and state. No, you can't do that because nobody uses street addresses there. So make sure that when you do go out, that you know how to get back to wherever your hotel is, because yeah, if you don't really know where you're at, it's hard to explain to somebody how to get directions. How can they give you directions to where you're trying to be if you don't even know where you're at? So that's it. Yeah, with that being said, those are my top 5 dangers that you might encounter while visiting Costa Rica. I hope this information is useful to you. All right, until next video. Ciao.
¡Véngase! ¡Véngase para acá, huevón! ¡Véngase! ¡Quita, quita, quita, quita!